Hey cheeks and bones, it's a new week, it's a new month, it's the Tube, and these are the notes in this evening's symphony. Is it possible by any chance the British security took nude photos of common people? Is the future of gadgets after Google Glass is for our lovely ears? Will Apple take over our driving experience, the social watch, and more? And when I say more, I mean we're gonna talk Academy Awards and how the web made them oh so much more interesting. Let's play. The first law of social media campaigns is don't let people fill in the blanks. So when AIPAC launched its campaign under the slogan, I am blank, I am AIPAC, trouble seemed imminent. And indeed, all hell broke loose on Facebook and Twitter as anti-Israeli activists hijacked the campaign using harsh images from the West Bank, turning the campaign by the Jewish lobbying group on its head. Flooding the hashtag AIPAC Pride feed on Twitter with controversial images, the reverse campaign highlighted relation between AIPAC and the Israeli army, but gave some excellent examples of anti-Semitism as well. Some of the examples, like that horse joining AIPAC, were just funny. That's how we prefer it. We do. Now, how were the Academy Awards? Boring, you say? Kind of the same old lame thing. No glam? Well, tell that to the most retweeted picture ever with more than 2.5 million retweets. We're talking, like everyone else, about that huge selfie Ellen DeGeneres made Bradley Cooper take with a lot of stars. It also made into a series of parodies, whom have made it meme du jour. It seems that the internet really helped the very dull ceremony, where that Ellen DeGeneres selfie was much more amusing than her opening monologue. Or, as author Joe Hill put it, watching the Oscars while monitoring your fave social network is like watching them with the angriest person in the history of anger. With us in the studio to talk about the way the web saw the Oscars is our own angry man, Shai Ringel, who's also a prominent film critic when he's not well bothered by us and our likes. Good evening.
Good evening.
So what's the difference between watching the Academy Awards and following them via social media?
It's a different show. When you watch it just televised, it looks old, it looks ceremonial, it looks like, you know, this thing from the past that tries to attack you with its boring words. And when you watch it with online, you can see that there's a lot of creativity and a lot of jokes and a lot of people that are going with you, this horrible thing that is the Academy Awards, that I don't know why we still watch it. I've been watching it since I'm a little boy, and I've watched it every year, and it's just getting worse and worse, and their words are not interesting. And it's good to have the internet by your side to tell you, okay, you're not alone, we are all going it, it's the same thing everywhere else, and let's go it together.
Well, shall we talk, for example, about the web obsession with Leonardo DiCaprio winning an Oscar? But before you answer, let's watch a fan-made clip.
Say something, I'm giving up on you. I'll be the one if you want me to. Anywhere I would have followed you. Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Shai, it's your favorite song. No.
No.
The internet is so mean. What's that obsession with him losing?
I think the obsession is because Leonardo DiCaprio is not a loser. He's a winner. He's a superstar. He goes out with models. He acts in the best films of the year, and he tries to win an Oscar again and again, and he fails. So there's a nice narrative here that Leonardo DiCaprio can't win, although he's a winner. Our life sucks. He just didn't get an award. You know, Peter O'Toole died this year, and Peter O'Toole never got an Oscar. He's the best. He didn't get an Oscar for Lawrence of Arabia. There's a nice narrative in the Academy Awards of big actors, really important actors, not getting
That never win.
Yeah, exactly.
So who was the big winner of last night, web-wise?
I think that Samsung was the big winner because they paid a lot of money for airtime in the commercials in the Oscar, and they also funded the Oscars, because when you saw Ellen DeGeneres doing that big selfie, that huge, the most retweeted image ever, it was with Samsung. Although Ellen DeGeneres herself has an iPhone, they paid for her to do the picture with a Samsung. There are a lot of pictures like showing her filming everyone with a Samsung, and Samsung paid a lot of money to be like that big thing that you remember after the Academy Awards, and I think it worked for them. Although, you know, the Oscar was boring, so I don't know.
Yeah, but you
why.
keep saying it's boring, it's dated, it's old-fashioned, and still the web cares about it so much.
Yeah, but
how do you explain that?
The web like to hate it. That's the thing. We all used to watch the Academy Awards. You can't go around it. The old media is obsessed with the Academy Awards, although no one remember what the film, which film won last year or 2 years ago. Do you remember which film won last year? Yeah, exactly.
No, but I have memory issues. What's your name again?
No.
Ringel.
No one remembers. It doesn't matter anymore. The movies that win the Academy Awards are not big blockbusters anymore. And people who vote in the Academy Awards are 50 years old white men. That's it. So nobody cares about it.
Okay, now so I can continue concentrating presenting the show. What won last year?
I don't remember.
Okay, thank you very much, Shai. Help me. No, I'll be professional. Okay, let's continue. It's that time again to talk about the creepy government spies who stalk people over the web. They are, of course, doing it for our security. In Britain, for example, spies are spying for us for Queen and country only, and for some, naked photos. Users of Yahoo Messengers were surprised to discover this weekend that the GCHQ, that's the British NSA, has been taking images of users not suspected of any wrongdoing via their webcam. And yes, plenty of them were actually naked. The documents were provided by former National Security Agency leaker Edward Snowden. Who else? He revealed that the program called Optic Nerve took screenshots of people who used Yahoo's video chat service in order to face recognize them and find major targets. 1.8 million screenshots were taken in just 6 months of that program. 11% of them were nude images of users. Now I feel safe and sexy. The world. Okay, Google Glass wants to take over our eyes, but what will we do with our ears? We need a gadget for our ears, right? Well, we might have found one. Meet the Ear Switch, created by Kazuhiro Taniguchi. The prototype device's interface uses infrared waves to detect when the wearer opens and closes his mouth. Those movements send command signals back to the device. Apps could be created for the device that would let you do things like fetch traffic information or get directions by turning your head or biting down. Taniguchi also believes the ear switch sensor could serve as a tool to monitor the wearer's health. If you didn't get it yet, here's a quick video of the technology.
そろそろお腹空きませんか？近くにお好み焼きのお店がありますよ。
どこ？
道案内を開始します。そのまま直進です。
迷っちゃった。
ご安心ください。現在地を確認します。到着しました。 数を再生します。
So if you're a very, very, very lonely person, you can walk around and a computer will tell you in your ear what to do. Sounds like a lovely future for me, you, and your family. And now, do you find yourself missing your iPhone too much while driving? You'd be happy to know that Apple misses you as well. Apple has announced today that it's ready to launch a new iPhone integration setup for car infotainment systems. Calling it CarPlay, Apple claims it's designed from the ground up to provide drivers with an incredible experience using their iPhone in the car. CarPlay is built primarily around the use of Siri voice commands and prompts, providing an eyes-free experience where you can respond to incoming calls, dictate text messages, or access your music library while driving. It's also predictive, claiming to know where you'll most likely want to go based upon addresses found in your email, text, contacts, and calendars. That's creepy iPhone, just stay in my pocket. Doesn't sound safe either, sorry, my opinion. And now, the RSA Cybersecurity Conference was closed yesterday. A number of security speakers dropped out of the conference last December when Reuters reported that RSA had a $10 million contract with the NSA to build a backdoor into encryption software for the government. But one man did not cancel his speech. Stephen Colbert said that. I hope RSA took the money. If they didn't, they should have. We all have Uncle Sam's cameras up our junk. Shouldn't someone be getting paid for it? Joe Colbert. Here are parts of his critical speech.
Let me begin by saying 0110. 1000011011001. And I mean that. This is the premier forum where security professionals gather to learn about the latest, most bleeding-edge technology that the NSA had 5 years ago. Now, I'm something of a cryptographer myself in that I have LifeLock. I'm pretty sure the NSA can't crack that one yet. They'd have to catch that little lock on its little legs there, and it's pretty fast. The elephant in the room is that I was asked not to come speak here. That came as something of a shock to me. Normally, I'm asked not to be somewhere only after I've spoken. I looked at the signatures on the online petition, then I looked at the signature, my signature, on the bottom of the contract saying I would be here today, and my conscience was clear. As long as the check clears. Well, it's not actually a check. They gave me a Bitcoin voucher from Mt. Gox. And I'm sure it's going to be fine. I'm sure it's going to be fine.
No, Steven, you're so witty, you're so funny. Thanks for that speech. You can look at the whole speech on our Tumblr. And now, the Social Watch. The GoPro camera was used for awesome things before, but this one flies above the rest with a pelican. A pelican that was injured and couldn't fly. See what I did there? Because it flies above the rest. And it's a pelican flying. Oh, pelican. When I was young, we had a pelican friend, and I loved him. Okay, the Godzilla trailer is making rounds around the web, and one clever editor decided to match the Godzilla star with footage from his TV hit. So here it is. Bryan Cranston takes Godzilla on Fight.
If you don't know who I am, then maybe your best course would be to tread lightly.
The The front wheels should have discs. Take them off and bring them to me.
What are we building?
You said it yourself.
Robot.
And that's it. The curtains are closed, the lights out, the door locked, and I swallowed the key, or in other words, this show is over. We have our Tumblr and our Twitter that gets updated on a daily basis, so go and get updated every day. And while you do that, always remember Oprah Winfrey's words of street wisdom. Lots of people want to ride with you in the limo, but what you want is someone who will take the bus when the limo breaks down. Bye.